At the Shangding Immortal Sect, one of the disciples announces that Shen Shi and Bai Ran have finally returned, and Shen Shi immediately questions what happened while they were away. The disciple reveals that something major has occurred. The Grand Elder's jade tablet shattered, meaning he has officially been declared dead. Hearing this, Bai Ran reflects that if it were not for Shen Shi, she is afraid she might not have returned alive either. The Shangding sect only has 2 perfected Gold Sage experts beneath the sect master, with the Great Elder being one and Shen Shi being the other. Now that the Great Elder is dead, the sect has suddenly lost one of its peak combat powers. Ning Yanyan is relieved that Shen Shi and Bai Ran returned safely, then questions what kind of danger they encountered along the way. Bai Ran explains that cultivators from the Diqing sect ambushed them, but fortunately, Shen Shi protected her, allowing her to return safely. Ning Yanyan curses the Diqing sect after hearing that they are involved again. But he cannot simply move against them when the Dongming Pavilion and Yuhua sect are also part of the situation. However, Shen Shi reveals that the Yuhua sect's sect master will fully support their Shangding sect. Ning Yanyan immediately questions whether that came directly from Gu Ning, because after Shen Shi left, he received a report claiming that the Yuhua sect had colluded with the Diqing sect. By the time the information reached him, it was already too late to send anyone after them. Shen Shi explains that Gu Ning personally killed the elites of the Diqing sect and left everything else for them to arrange. With that confirmed, Ning Yanyan figures Shen Shi must have used some method to completely secure the Yuhua sect as their ally. Since both of them deserve credit, he offers them treasures or elixirs as rewards, or he can simply choose something for them himself. Bai Ran refuses to take much credit because most of the work was done by Shen Shi, so she wants her reward given to him instead. Shen Shi has nothing particular in mind, but since he recently needs some new spells, he requests access to the Shangding sect's library. The moment Ning Yanyan hears that, he almost treats the request like a joke. That tiny room with only 100 books can barely even be called a library, and everything inside consists of basic spirit-grade spells meant for foundation-building disciples to establish their foundations. Shen Shi can already enter whenever he wants, so Ning Yanyan cannot understand how that even counts as a reward. Mentioning the disciples suddenly reminds Shen Shi of something, and he questions whether Ning Yanyan's personal disciple, Yanyan, has returned yet. Ning Yanyan confirms that Yanyan is already back. Fortunately, she discovered a relic, obtained some opportunities, and successfully condensed her energy. That catches Shen Shi's attention because the plot is already moving faster than expected, and the future sect master has returned. He recalls that Ning Yanyan is Ning Yanyan's personal disciple who reaches the foundation-building stage within 3 years, then completes in 6 years what ordinary cultivators normally need 100 years to accomplish. Afterward, she leaves to wander in preparation for condensing into the gold stage. More importantly, after Ning Yanyan dies during the Great Calamity, Ning Yanyan becomes the next sect master. Around that same period, the main character receives a massive opportunity inside a demon bone relic, where a nascent stage white bone puppet can be found, and that puppet later saves him from danger many times. Meanwhile, Xiao Qir is still only a child in the qi refining realm, so Shen Shi needs to hurry and find some way to help them grow, allowing her to catch up before that opportunity arrives. With that future in mind, Shen Shi points out that they have already formed an alliance with the Yuhua sect, while the Diqing sect has joined forces with the Dongming Pavilion. A large war will probably erupt soon, so he proposes taking advantage of the remaining time by organizing military practice exercises and allowing the disciples to experience some of the dangers involved in war. Ning Yanyan agrees that with 2 sects against 2 sects, the disciples' combat foundations will be crucial, so he wants to know what Shen Shi has in mind. Shen Shi recommends the Deadvine Swamp. Snakefish demon beasts are abundant there, and their strength only reaches the foundation-building stage at most. As long as the disciples form small groups, they should be able to handle themselves, while any golden stage demon beasts would make suitable opponents for the elders. Ning Yanyan accepts the suggestion. Since the clan trials begin in 7 days, he will first send several golden stage elders to investigate the Deadvine Swamp. Shen Shi and Bai Ran have already dealt with enough trouble during this trip, so for now, they should return and rest. The next day at Erbai Peak, Shen Shi gathers his disciples. He announces that the clan trials begin in 7 days, meaning everyone needs to improve as much as possible before then. For the next few mornings, he will personally teach them, and he hopes they can properly take advantage of the opportunity. Dong Yueli, Xuanyu, and Han Shanpi immediately agree. Xiao Qir also understands, while Kang Yuling is basically standing there with no clue what is happening. The problem is that Shen Shi has no clue what he is supposed to teach either. In the novel, everything is basically written on the fly while somehow sounding ridiculously profound, but from his perspective, most of it is just fancy padding. So, after clearing his throat, he starts by questioning what exactly makes something good. His 5 disciples are instantly stunned. Then they practically howl that their strange knowledge is increasing. Shen Shi cannot believe this. He has not even started teaching, yet somehow everyone is already wrapping things up and entering the sage state. This padding is getting way too powerful. Kang Yuling even calls out to Shen Shi and excitedly claims that she is slowly beginning to understand everything, only for Shen Shi to immediately reject that, because she absolutely has not. Since everyone somehow skips straight into absorbing spiritual power and increasing their strength anyway, Shen Shi decides he might as well help by gathering more heaven and earth spiritual energy around them. He activates his spiritual energy, and the amount gathered becomes so enormous that it visibly swirls above the entire mountain. Even Shen Shi is confused by the result. He wonders whether the spirit gathering formation was somehow improved by the Tao rhythm he previously captured, which immediately gives him another idea. If Tao rhythm can modify formations, then maybe it can also modify low-level spells. To test it, he decides to use the low-level fireball spell from the library. By stimulating fire attribute spiritual power with his gold stage spiritual power, he wants to see whether such a weak spell can still function properly. A fireball forms in his palm. Looking at the result, Shen Shi considers it pretty weak. But that is not surprising since the fire attribute is practically the attribute most opposed to him. Then he decides to add a little Tao rhythm. The fireball instantly grows larger. Shen Shi is impressed, so naturally, he adds more. And that is where things go very wrong. The fireball suddenly becomes enormous, leaving Shen Shi alarmed because the enhancement has gone way beyond what he expected. With that much violent fire spiritual power packed inside, releasing it could literally blow the head off Airby Peak. Even worse, Shen Shi does not possess the fire attribute, meaning he cannot simply reverse the process and absorb the fireball's spiritual power again. At this point, he either finds somewhere to throw it or keeps holding the thing indefinitely, and that creates another problem. This is still Shangding sect territory, so no matter where he throws it, someone is probably getting a disaster delivered straight to their doorstep. With no good place to release it, Shen Shi decides to use Mountains Descend and wrap the fireball instead. That does not work either, so he gives Mountains Descend some Tao profoundness as well. This time, the fireball is successfully enclosed and slowly shrinks inside Shen Shi's hand. After experimenting with it, Shen Shi concludes that Tao rhythm works almost like oil while a spell is the fire. The more oil he adds, the stronger the fire burns. Meaning blindly using Tao rhythm to enhance spells is probably a terrible idea. However, there is still one very useful possibility. If he gives Stepping Wave enough Tao energy, then even a Taoist god might not be able to stop it. Since the strongest realm in this world only reaches the transformation god stage, Shen Shi figures that while he remains in the golden stage, he can probably continue being carefree for quite a while. Shen Shi checks how his disciples' cultivation is progressing, and almost immediately, Xuanyu is caught off guard as a powerful aura surges through her body. Stunned by the sudden change, she wonders if she has finally broken through to the 7th stage of the refinement stage, and after being stuck at the 6th stage for 2 years, she can barely believe she actually did it. Shen Shi praises Xuanyu for doing well, explaining that she wears her learnings lightly, so he believes her cultivation path will only become smoother from this point onward. Xuanyu immediately thanks him, but when she kneels, Shen Shi reminds her that he already told her he did not want to see her back, so there is no need to kneel like that. Unfortunately, that wording sends his brain somewhere it absolutely does not need to go. Looking at Xuanyu again, he starts considering her figure and how her waist-to-hip ratio would look from the back. Meanwhile, Xiao Qir looks pissed after catching Shen Shi's reaction to Xuanyu. She immediately calls out to him and mentions that she feels close to another breakthrough, meaning she will probably reach the 6th stage of energy refinement that very night. Shen Shi considers that pretty good and explains that after improving her realm, cultivation will mainly involve absorbing spiritual energy. He then brings out a treasure for her cultivation, instructing her to channel out the fire spirit energy contained inside the ball. Xiao Qi happily thanks him and declares that he is the best, while Dong Yueli quietly considers how Shen Shi is still prioritizing Xiao Qi. That finally makes Shen Shi consider whether he has been a little unfair, and he starts wondering what he should give the others as well. Right on cue, Kang Yuling declares that she wants one too, only to suddenly jump straight toward his face. Even she is left wondering how she managed to jump that high, while Shen Shi explains that Kang Yuling still needs to improve her control over spiritual energy. Then Dong Yueli points out that Shen Shi is bleeding, and adds that if Shen Shi wants, she is also capable. That comment makes Shen Shi cough up blood as he internally questions whether all of them are actually supposed to be humans. Before this madness can get any worse, Byron suddenly reacts in surprise. She explains that she heard Shen Shi would be teaching his disciples, so she brought Wei Qin over to listen as well. But judging from the situation, it might not be the best time, so he will go on ahead. Shen Shi immediately insists that this is all a misunderstanding and requests that she allow Wei Qin to stay. Elsewhere, disciples gather around the announcement board as the clan trials draw closer and the rewards are finally revealed. First place will receive a high-quality spirit-grade treasure, while the top 3 will each receive a low-quality spirit-great treasure. Those in the top 5 will earn a spirit-condensing elixir, and the top 10 will each receive 100 spirit stones. Even disciples who fail to rank highly can exchange medicinal herbs and inner elixirs for equivalent spirit stones, making this year's clan trials ridiculously generous and a great opportunity for everyone involved. However, another disciple notices an additional rule. Anyone who finds the Centennial Snakefish King will receive a one-on-one lesson with Shen Shi. Nearby, Ning Yanyan quietly listens to everything. A little later, Ning Shenming confirms whether Ning Yanyan truly intends to lower her rank, become a disciple again, and enter the trials. Ning Yanyan confirms that she does, reasoning that she is also a disciple of the sect and naturally wants to participate. Ning Shenming points out the obvious problem, though. Ning Yanyan has already entered the Golden Core stage and is no longer a foundation-building disciple. Still, Ning Yanyan insists that this matter is very important to her and urges Ning Shenming not to question it too deeply. With a sigh, Ning Shenming agrees and mentions that he will have Xing Zhengtang add Ning Yanyan's name. Ning Yanyan then calls out to Ning Shenming, prompting him to wonder what it is. However, she hesitates for a moment before deciding it is nothing and leaves. Once outside the hall, she sighs, considering how she still could not bring herself to say it. After all, the Shangding sect is Ning Shenming's life's work, so she decides to find another opportunity later. For now, she has to finish his task first. At the same time, Ning Yanyan considers the other disciples. If she competes seriously for first place, they will obviously be frustrated, and Ning Shenming's hard work will also go to waste, so she needs some way to make everyone understand that she is not aiming for first place. 7 days later, the clan trials officially begin. The elder announces that this year's trial will last half a month and instructs every disciple to follow their masters to collect a spirit plate. Each plate contains an emergency call function connected to the elder in charge, so once a disciple breaks one, they will be notified immediately and head there as quickly as possible. Before long, the crowd's attention shifts as one disciple urges everyone to look ahead. Another is instantly struck by how beautiful she is and wonders who that immortal could possibly be. Someone quickly identifies her as Ning Yanyan, a natural beauty and the patriarch's personal disciple. Hearing that title immediately stirs the crowd. One disciple recognizes her as the legendary genius who reached the foundation building stage in only 3 years, while another can hardly believe she has returned to the trials after supposedly already breaking through to the Golden Core stage. Shen Shi, meanwhile, recognizes Ning Yanyan as one of the main characters Xiao Qi crushes. She is a genius senior sister with tremendous battle experience, along with a decisive and straightforward personality that allows her to fight through every level. In the original progression, her first appearance happens when she is already in the mid-Golden Core stage, but right now, she appears to only be in the early Golden Core stage. Shen Shi recalls that one major reason for the main character's progress comes from Ning Yanyan inviting Xiao Qi to the Demon Bones ruins. After Xiao Qi saves her several times, she falls for him, and because her natural talent is ridiculously strong, she repeatedly helps the MC afterward. There is just one tiny problem with the current timeline. Ning Yanyan has appeared way too early, and Xiao Qi is already Xiao Chair. Still, Shen Shi decides not to care too much. After all, lilies can also love. The other disciples, however, are far more concerned about the actual trial. They cannot understand why Ning Yanyan would participate when she is already at the golden core stage, because if she enters, everyone else can basically kiss first place goodbye. Then someone notices that Ning Yanyan is staring toward Erbai Peak and wonders what she is looking at. Ning Yanyan soon gives Shen Shi a formal greeting, but Shen Shi dismisses the need for formalities since both of them are golden cores. Internally, he decides he absolutely needs to leave a good impression on that female lead. Since she is a destined main character, staying on her good side is clearly the safest play. On the other hand, Xiao Qier starts sizing Ning Yanyan up, noting the satin red dress, unmatched appearance, shapely body, and extremely competitive presence, before wondering what else that celestial pride is planning. Dong Yueli agrees with Xiao Qier, adding that the affairs of their own Erbai Peak are not for outsiders to interfere with. Shen Shi is completely lost over whatever craziness Xiao Qier and Dong Yueli are cooking up, especially their massive resentment toward the celestial pride. More importantly, something is clearly off. Xiao Qier is supposed to have a good relationship with Ning Yanyan, because otherwise, they will never end up going to the Demon Bones ruins together.